Today's episode of TNC Movie Nights is presented by Podgo. Podgo is the easiest way to monetize your podcast. They help by giving podcasters just like us a flat rate for ad space, so you always know what you're going to get when you have an ad presented by Podgo. You can apply today and be immediately connected to advertisers that will fit your audience. Just go to podgo.co, that's Podgo.co, and when you go there, there's a little box that says, "How did you hear about Podgo?" Make sure you let them know the movie night sent you.
This is TNC Movie Nights, and thank goodness I stopped our last recording because we had to go watch something that was really important today. The whole reason we're doing a Netflix movie review is because Netflix dropped some huge news on us. We're going to talk about the review first of Six Underground, the Ryan Reynolds and company, I think, enjoyable movie. I'm kind of curious what Alex has to say because I'm just real quick. While he was watching said movie, here is just the list of comments, notes, photos of the movie, and very negative, I will say. So, Alex, go ahead and start it out and let us know what you thought.
Okay. Yes. All those comments were negative. But more than once, I texted you that I hate this movie less than I'm complaining about it. To me, this just boils down to it's a Michael Bay thing. Not to pick another person to add to the list of people and things that we bitch about. But historically speaking, Michael Bay as a person, not awesome. Michael Bay as a filmmaker, hit and miss. I'll say hit and miss. He's had some that were pretty good, or at least watchable, and others that are not. See, the big thing with him is and it happened in this movie, because it happens in all of them, shit just happened. It's like the reverse Zack Snyder. Everything's going 1,000 miles an hour. It's like, joke, explosion, death, death, explosion, joke, explosion, death, explosion, joke, explosion, death. And you're like, holy crap. It's like you let a room full of toddlers have a bunch of chocolate full of cocaine. It's just 1,000 miles an hour, and it's entertaining, and it's on, and sometimes it's fun. But it's not necessarily a recipe to make like a good movie, like critically speaking, or like something we can brag about the minutia and finesse about. He doesn't have any. He has a whole box of fireworks and a lot of cars that are just completely expendable. And you know what? That's okay, because sometimes you just want to watch a movie of nonsense where stuff explodes and other things happen. But with him, it's almost like a bingo sheet. Like, find the woman who went to the heist in lingerie. Got it, check. Find the explosion that explodes out with like all the little firework things. Check. Let's do, here's the overly gory, unnecessary, impossible death. Check. Which, again, not saying those are good or bad. It's just very, very, very Michael Bay. This movie is very Michael Bay. Luckily, it's also very Ryan Reynolds, which is a positive for me. So it's like, okay, you have just kind of a crap, loud popcorn movie, and then you have some cool actors, and it's like, all right, yeah. So I don't even know how to say it. You could say it sucked, but who cares? You could say it's fun. I don't even know if it sucked. It's just like it just is. It's entertaining-ish. It's fun-ish. It's dumb. It's a lot of things. So it's Netflix. Just watch it. And you'll be like, all right, cool. This is fine, I guess. Some parts were entertaining. Some parts were annoying. When we break down the specifics, I got some stuff to say. But overall, I'll just say, like, stupid, entertaining, some very annoying parts, some very fun parts. Yeah, just watch it, I guess, if you want. If you don't, you're not missing out. I don't know. I know you're a big fan, though, so I'll stop crapping on your movie now.
No, you're good. It's funny because when the movie first came out, For what I could kind of remember, like when I was hearing about the movie, it was like a very liked movie. But I decided to go back, and I'm checking like Rotten Tomato scores for it.
Sahara read me one review of this movie, and I wish I could remember it word for word.
So
but
you already know
funny.
You already know the tomato score?
I don't know the tomato score.
What do you think?
I think this is probably sitting in a very forgettable number. Probably like a 54 or some crap like that. What did it get?
36.
Like a 13? 36. Okay. So that's, you know what? That feels like a 36. It's very forgettable. It's very dumb. But it's not like egregious. It's not awful. It's not so bad that you're going to remember it. You'll just be scrolling through and be like, oh, I remember that movie. It had a couple parts I hated and a couple parts I liked.
I've watched this movie probably about 8 times, and I've loved it every time. I will be very honest. No, you're good. Because I can understand. Because watching it this time, I was trying to be a little more critical with it. Because when I watch movies like this, I'm just like, Ryan Reynolds. And then Davey Franco for a little bit.
Yeah.
So I will say that's one of like the big things I feel like they missed in the movie. Franco should have been in it the whole movie. I think he is great. I think he is a fun actor, and I love whenever he's in anything.
Mm-hmm.
I really did enjoy what was number 4, Billy, in the movie. I really liked him a lot too. Ben Hardy. I thought did a great job, and there were a lot of, I thought, good moments in the movie. I thought all the actors were good. This is another one of those movies, kind of like Wonder Woman, where you really don't blame it on any of the actors. You're like, okay, yeah, all the actors did a really good job. It was believable. The lines and the dialogue was all delivered well. But yeah, I mean, it's funny because I didn't know it was a Michael Bay movie. But saying as soon as you said it was Michael Bay. Yeah, no, like really thinking about the movie, I'm like, yeah, that's Michael Bay, because this was literally just like, felt like Transformers with all the explosions and, you know, crazy fight scenes and stuff like that. So, there's just not a whole lot of good, like, big name directors, I feel. Because I was going to say, man, if only this person could have done it instead, but, like, depending who you say, it would have just completely given it a different feel to the movie. Can Kevin Feige and the Russo brothers God, who did Guardians? What's his name?
Tim Gunn.
James Gunn, right?
James Gunn. Did I say Tim? Yeah,
I think you did.
James Gunn.
Can the 3 of them just make all the movies for the rest of eternity? But again,
throw in a Nolan once in a while, just to sprinkle. Not too much. Don't let him go like M. Night Shyamalan, where he thinks he's like God and then just makes 20 years of crap ass movies. Just a little sprinkle, just a little taste. That's all we need in Nolan.
Yeah.
And it'll knock it out of the park.
So it's a fun movie. It is a popcorn movie. Hey. It's a popcorn movie with Ryan Reynolds, so that's for me. It's hard to get a whole lot better than that, because I just love watching Ryan Reynolds. As you said, there's a line he says in the movie. He, like, something happens, like, I wish you could see your face, like, lines like that. It's a very Ryan Reynolds line. I love it, though. So this movie is definitely one of those glossed over me, because Ryan Reynolds to me can't do anything wrong, and it's just so fun to watch. Yeah.
And okay, so I'm looking up something here. Okay, thank God. I was looking up Free Guy to see if that was a Michael Bay, and it's not, luckily, because I'm super stoked about that movie. But yeah, we need an episode of like all of the things that an actor does in every single movie, like all those conspiracy theory lists, like why does Tom Hanks pee in all of his movies? Why does Tom Cruise run in all of his movies? Someone like always eats something. I forgot who that was, but yeah, every single movie Ryan Reynolds is in, he laughs and points and goes, "I wish you could see your face." All of them, and I don't know why, but I'm here for it, I guess. I don't hate that. But yeah, it was really funny when he said that. I was like, God, that is just like every movie I've ever seen him in. And then the Michael Bay-isms. Oh my God. Some of my favorites are the explosion that has the fireworks ribbons. You know those fireworks where they pop and then they kind of fizz instead of like long tubular things. Every explosion comes out, like every car, every building, C4, dynamite, everything explodes like that, and nothing explodes like that except fireworks and pyrotechnics. So every time I see that like flower of explosion, I'm like, hey, Michael Bay. Or like the mission is done, let's have sex because we're both hot. And then, like, that was stupid, but it's been stupid 1,000 times, so who cares? But then just, like, the stripping down, and she's in, like, matching lingerie, and you're like, you wore that to the heist? That was what you wore under Kevlar? Really? Come on, movie. But the biggest one, and this isn't just a Michael Bay thing, but laughing gas in movies pisses me off because that's not what it does. She threw one bomb, one little of like a smoke grenade of laughing gas, and then everyone is hysterically laughing to the point where they're zombies. Like, come with me, big guy, I need your finger. Scan the door. That's not what it does at all. Like, that's what they use at the dentist. It's not like, if you take, I told you, you take a little, you get high, you take a lot, you go to sleep, you take a little bit more, you die. That's it. Check, check, check. But he's like, look, I went to the dentist, and he's just had a sticker handy, and then he's laughing so hard he's looking through, like, that's it's so insulting when Michael Bay and other directors do stuff like that Fast and Furious crap, where it's like, how stupid do you think I am? Like, be a dumb movie. Have dumb stuff. But without that key bit of self-awareness that we always talk about, it's just them insulting the intelligence of the viewer. And that bothers me. But I'm not going to make this another one of those episodes. So while we break down some of the details, Brandon, why don't you tell me some of your favorite moments of the movie?
So, I think another one of the big reasons I do enjoy the movie is there was a movie back in, I think, 2012 called The Losers. 2010. And it was, I don't know if you've ever seen it before, a lot of great actors in it. It's actually, for what I can remember, one of the first things I ever saw Idris Elba in, Chris Evans, Jeffrey Dean Morgan, Jason Patrick, Holt McCallany. There's a couple really big actors in here that I just... Zoe Saldana, yep. So yeah, they're huge cast. And it was about pretty much like a group of special ops more rather than just kind of like misfits. But it was a group of special ops, and they all like quote unquote died that people knew of, and then they all like were doing undercover things like this. So it did remind me a lot of that. I do like that concept because that's the only other time I've ever seen it in these type of movies. So it is kind of a nice thing to see every once in a while. It is kind of a play on the special ops type movies, which is kind of overdone and just, I don't know, kind of boring at this point. So
yeah.
And then it also adds a little bit of humor. Of course, I mean, if you have Ryan Reynolds, there's going to be humor in the movie. So I really do enjoy, and of course, when the movie starts and how he's so like, no names, no this, no that, no knowing each other. You know that the ending is going to be them like becoming a family sort of thing. So
Cleavers.
So it's, I don't know. It's like, it's tropes and all that kind of stuff, but this movie to me just did it, and I was like, I'll just accept it. So I mean, the movie it can be enjoyable again if you're looking for a popcorn movie just to have fun with. If you like the actors, you'll have a good time. But yeah, that's kind of where I stand with my enjoyment of it.
I can't say that I disagree with you, because, I mean, it was entertaining. Parts of it really made me laugh. Parts of it were like, whoa, that was crazy! And that's kind of what... keep dogging Michael Bay, man. But that's kind of like the minutia of a Michael Bay movie, is like, there isn't any. But it's just like, it applies to that like 14-year-old hindbrain where you're just like, explosions, ass, more explosions, guns, death, that was funny. And you're just like, all right, cool. Sometimes it's fun. Sometimes it's cool. There's nothing wrong with that being the movie. So yeah, my irritation with like that, all those like repetitive tropes and the unoriginality and the Michael Bay-ness and all that crap, those are all true, but at the same time, that doesn't mean that I can't also like the thing. You know, it's not an all or nothing sort of thing. It was entertaining. If someone was like, should I watch this? I'd be like, yeah, if you're bored, go for it, man. I wouldn't say avoid this movie. It's fun, it's dumb, it's, some good moments, some bad. Give it a shot. But don't expect too much. Go into it knowing that it is a Michael Bay movie, knowing that it is going to be a Ryan Reynolds shoot 'em up, and you will be stoked because it's a really good Ryan Reynolds, Michael Bay shoot 'em up type movie like that. So if that's what you want, that's what you get, and it did it well. But if that's not what you want, then maybe wait till next time.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Yeah, so I mean, overall, I think the movie is a fun movie. I can definitely agree with you kind of being a little more critical about it. There are a lot of problems with it, and I've never been one really for Michael Bay movies. The first Transformers I enjoy because it's the first one. Outside of that, I can't think of another Michael Bay movie I've enjoyed outside of Six Underground.
Armageddon.
I don't remember that one enough. That's one I'd have to definitely go back and watch just to, I don't know, kind of see if I can enjoy it.
Yeah, that's another one where it's got like problems, but it's also just like a good, decent movie with problems. There was another one. So yeah, the original Transformers, The Island, as stupid as it was, it's fun. He had bad boys, and so it's right in line with the Michael Bay movies that you don't mind watching. It's definitely in that group of Transformers 1, Bad Boys 2, Armageddon, where you're like, it's got problems, but I mean, it's still fun. I'm still going to watch it. It's still entertaining. It's still a movie. But yeah, the bar's not set super high. So it's not uncommon when it's not met for his movies and all that stuff.
Yeah. No, which is totally fair. So it's definitely pretty fitting how we did mention on last episode that we were going to go ahead and do a Netflix original movie, because there's a lot of big Netflix news. And Netflix teased it on the 11th, that on the 12th they're going to drop some big announcement on Twitter or whatever it so might be. And the announcement is that Netflix is going to be dropping a new movie every single week of 2021. That's incredible. And it's not even that it's going to be a bunch of like no-name actors, small actors, stuff like that. We saw a lot of the actors that were in this promo. You saw people from Ryan Reynolds to Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Melissa McCarthy, so many big actors that were in the spot. What was that? Oh, Leo, and I think that was Jennifer Lawrence at the end. I couldn't really tell. Definitely in a
Gal Gadot.
Yeah, Gal Gadot is in there. So there's so many fantastic actors that we are going to see in these upcoming movies. Alex, what did you think of that huge announcement? One every week.
I'm worried and excited because I think there's going to be like 6 really cool, good movies that are going to come out of this. And I don't know, man. This feels a lot like throw a bunch of crap at the wall and hope something sticks sort of stuff. I think there's going to be a lot of crap-ass movies coming out in 2021. But you know what? I hope I'm wrong. I am a lot, so who knows? But yeah, I think if you take any batch of 52 movies and you're just like, go, some of them are going to kind of suck. And that's okay. But I just don't want that to like watered down, like, all of movies, I guess, because we're at a very sensitive time in moviedom, I guess, or filmdom, whatever the hell you want to call it, where we're like coming out of a pandemic and they have to reshoot movies in different ways and things are getting delayed and people, there's a new article out every other week. Is the cinema dead? Are movie theaters dead? Is this the end of movies as we know it? I don't think so. But Netflix releasing 52 movies in 2021 is... I don't know if that's going to help. I don't know if it's going to hurt. I don't know. So I just hope this doesn't muddy the waters and just have a whole bunch of crap movies come out where they still make a ton of money and they're like, see? Who cares? You don't even have to make a movie. Just make a thing, tell people it's a movie, throw it up there. We'll make $20 million, $100 million. Who cares? They're already paying a monthly fee. And then we just don't get to see any good movies for like 3 freaking years.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with that stance. I am very worried with 52 movies coming out throughout the year, that there are going to be some really bad ones. And I know you were mentioning there was even like The Rock and Ryan Reynolds one you were kind of iffy on already, because you're like, I bet Michael Bay's doing that one. So I can understand that. And I'll be honest, Rock's he's a good actor, he's fine, but I just haven't liked the whole of the movies he's been in. As we've talked about, Fast and Furious, not my thing. Didn't really care for Central Intelligence. I don't know. I just not into that, like, I am big tower man. Like, I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of boring to me. And you're just trying to pair him up with someone who is very likable for everybody, with Ryan Reynolds and then the great Gal Gadot. So I don't know. It feels really out of touch because you have these 3 actors who are in completely different worlds of acting. Ryan Reynolds is kind of that goofy, funny movies for the most part. Then you have Gal Gadot, who there's like I don't know, some of them just like great
Sophistication.
Thank you, sophistication. I wasn't sure the proper way to say that, of course. And then you have The Rock, who's in these kind of like beat 'em up movies, and it's just weird. So we'll see what they'll be able to do with that. But it is scary. Now, do you think any of the possible Netflix movies could become Oscar nominees, could win an Oscar or anything like that?
I think that is going to happen at some point. I think there will be a time where some streaming service or even some like social media website will make something that finally wins an Oscar or, sweeps the award, whatever it is. And I think if you're going to make 52 movies in 1 year, chances are at least one of them's probably going to be good. So I don't know if I'd bet on it, but it wouldn't shock me. Just like I said, take any group of 52 movies, any random 52. Some of them are going to be some of the worst you've ever seen. Some of them are going to be some of the best you've ever seen. Maybe. I don't know. We haven't seen the movies yet, so yeah, I don't know. What about you? You think there's a real shot that Netflix originals start sweeping Oscar season?
I don't think it'll happen quite yet. Unless not enough movies come out next year. That could happen, where
everything else gets delayed.
Yeah, like there are no actual movies that come out except for Netflix movies. Like I could see that happening. But if
there's like 55 movies that are made next year, and 2 of the other 3 came from Hulu,
that would be great. So something like that, I guess, could happen depending on the restrictions. But I do think with the proper budgets and directors, actors, all that kind of stuff in the proper settings, I do think there wouldn't be a chance for Netflix yet. Unless Netflix is going to throw, 300 million, 400 million at a movie, which they could at this point. So it's intriguing, though. But definitely go ahead and let us know in the comments what you think could happen, or just, message us on Twitter, Facebook, anything like that. We'd love to hear from you on what you think could possibly do it. If you watch the little Twitter teaser and you maybe think one of those movies could do it, just go ahead and let us know. We'll definitely make sure to keep an eye on it. But Alex, do you have any other words of wisdom today?
I actually have one thing that I just thought of while you were talking about that sort of stuff. I think, like, to your point about these movies and how there's so many of them coming out, I would love to see film, like, change in the way that all of those kind of meh to crap movies just come out on Netflix now. Like, let all of those, here's a few $1,000,000, here's a few famous people, go make a movie sort of things that are super forgettable, maybe fun, maybe dumb. I would love all those to live on Netflix, and then that way you don't end up wasting, $40 going to the movies to see a piece of crap. And then that way like, it's in the movies. That means it passed the Netflix test. That means it's better than a Netflix movie. Yeah. It's worth paying money for. Will that happen? No. Do I hope it happens for my own personal financial gain? Absolutely. Where can the people find us? Tell them, Brandon.
Yeah, so to make it real nice and easy for you, just go ahead and go to thenerdchambers.com. Of course, this comes out on Saturday. There's a lot of content that came out this week. Our previous episode dropped on Wednesday. Kind of just talking about stuff. A lot of stuff. News. A lot of news is what we talked about. There's a Pokemon video that dropped on Tuesday nights. Check that out. Of course, the main podcast dropped out on Monday, and there's more stuff to come in the week as well. But just thenerdchambers.com. Links to all of our accounts and everything is there. If you want to go and support us, go to our merch site, spreadshirt.com/thenerdchambers. Movie nights. It's cute. It's real cute. Go get you some. We're still looking at getting some more stuff made. Looks like the first thing I was going to do kind of fell through, so I'll have to figure something else out for us. But, I think that's it.
Yeah, I'm good. You want to send us home?
Yeah, that's Alex. This is me. But yeah, it's been TNC Movie Nights.